What is up guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we have the Roland MS-1 out again, and I want to share with you 5 things that I'm already really enjoying about this device. Now loads of you in the comments have been helping me with this and I really appreciate it. I'm slowly getting to know this, and if you know this unit better than me, then maybe there will be things that you would suggest for this list, but these are just the things that I've noticed so far. So I'm going to go through these one at a time. Obviously, like usual, use the timestamps if you want to flick to one in particular. And before we start as well, as usual, don't forget to check out my lo-fi drum packs, etc. on spvids.com. I've got loads of stuff there for sale, and all the links in the description below are things you can do to support this channel, so I would really appreciate it if you could check those out. So the first thing that I want to point out is kind of a double-edged thing. It's the design of the device, which I really like. I love the simplicity of it, I love the look of it, I think the colour scheme is amazing. The unit as a whole looks really kind of timeless, and linked into this is the fact that it's really easy to use as well. And I think that's thanks to the fact that there's so few features on this. So I know obviously that's going to be a bit of a hindrance to some people's workflows, that it doesn't do that much, but this is pretty much just a straight sampler. So that's what I really like about it. It's just, it knows its role and it's very good at doing that. Starting a recording is super simple. You just hit record, choose a bank, and you're ready to go. I've already got a sample on that one, so it's asking me to delete it. Let's say if I went to 6, there we go. And then straight away when you're recording, it's asking you what gain you want, and obviously you can monitor in your signal and adjust that accordingly. So overall, I just really like the way that this functions, and I think it's really easy to find your way around. I've dipped in and out of the instruction manual, but most of the things are so intuitive that I've managed to figure them out myself, so that's really cool. The only thing that I need to look at in more detail is the sequencer, but apart from that, I think I've pretty much got everything down. MIDI as well is something that I also need to look at, sorry, so I forgot to mention about that. But apart from those two things, I think I pretty much know how everything works on this. So yeah, really easy to use, and I love the design of the device as well. Okay, so the next thing, and I've already discussed this in my previous video, if you haven't watched that already and you want a full tech spec and walkthrough of this device, check that out in the top right hand corner. But what I really love about this is the sample rates. Now, we all love the 202 for its sample rates, and this is no different. This actually has 4 sample rates, similar to the SP202. And that just means you get so much character on your samples. And what I'm going to do now is sampling something for you on long 2. So it's on high at the moment, so let's change that to long 2. Standard long 1, long 2, brilliant. And the pitch, global pitch, we want that to 0, so I'm going to put that back up to 0. I'm going to go ahead, hit record, select pad 1. And let's go ahead and hear what that sounds like. Hopefully this is going to be loud enough. Just so much texture, character on it, absolutely amazing. I really love the sample rates on this. So yeah, obviously that's one of the best features about this, along with the 202 as well. Just having that option to sample things at a different rate and get that real lo-fi character on it is such a win. So I love this device for that. The next thing obviously is the pitching. Now I've already spoken about this in my previous video as well, but what we can go ahead and do is repitch this sample which we just sampled in. So I'm going to go into system and take this right down to -20. And you can hear the magic that this will now put on this sample. It's just amazing. There's so much character there now. There's so much warmth that the pitching puts on it, and I think that's one of the most important things to note about this device, is that the pitching just adds so much warmth when you take it down to -20%. So I've been really enjoying doing that with most of my samples, and then sending them into the Mark II, and then I'm able to just make full beats on the Mark II using the samples that have been processed in here. One of the things that I've already mentioned about this device is that it does seem to be quicker than the SP202 as well. Now, this is one of the reasons why I'm kind of leaning towards favouring this as a sampler instead of the 202. It seems super fast to process stuff. So I've got quite a few samples in here at the moment. I mean, again, listen to that as well. Crazy warmth. And I've got one here as well, the one we've just done. Now, if I do a purge on all of them, there we go, and it all clear. And I'm going to press yes to initiate that. And there we go, they're all gone. Now, I do think that would take a lot longer on the SP202. It does seem quite slow at processing, even on the internal memory on the SP202. And sorry, the reason I keep pointing over there is because that is where my 202 is stored at the moment. But yeah, this just seems a lot faster at processing samples, and that is obviously a great thing because it is less disruptive on the overall workflow. So that is another tick in the box for this device. I really, really like the way you can just wipe the whole thing and it just seems to do it very, very quickly. So the last point that I want to talk about, and this is a real game changer for this device, is that you can use the sample rates as a through effect. Now, I did not know that this did this. So thanks to you all in the comments for pointing this out, because this is a real game changer. You don't even have to use the internal memory of this device. You can just use it here like I am before the Mark II as a kind of effects pedal in a way, I guess. And that really does open things up because we're not limited to the memory of this device and we're not limited to the processing speed either. Another tick in the box against the 202 because you can't do that on the 202. And to be honest, that makes sense to me because I would feel that it had to be on the internal memory in order to be able to process in a different sample rate, but apparently not. So the way that you do this is you set up which grade you want to use first. So let me choose high, and I'm going to come out of there now. That's saved. And I'm going to do record 1 and then monitor. Okay, and then I'm going to go into system, and this time I'm going to do long 2. And let's see if we can hear a difference now. Record 1. So hopefully you could hear the difference there. I was actually monitoring through my computer for that experiment, so I was just hearing exactly what was playing from Spotify. I couldn't hear the difference between the two sample grades, but hopefully you guys could. If you couldn't, then you're just going to have to trust me, but it does work, and it's just such a good feature that, because like I mentioned already, it saves you so much hassle having to use the internal memory on this. So that's it for this one really, guys. I just wanted to point out those 5 things. I think the MS-1 is a really nice little sampler, and it is a great alternative to the SP202, which have hiked in price over the last couple of years. So if you want something similar on a cheaper price, I would definitely check out these. Hopefully I'm not going to ruin the price of these by showing you all these amazing features. I was really lucky that mine came with a card, but I'm sure you can still source those cards, and I think they're relatively cheap as well, and that is again another argument against the 202 because the cards on the 202 are now ridiculously expensive to get hold of. So all in all, yeah, really loving this device. Those were 5 things that I'm really enjoying about it. I hope you are looking forward to more content about this. I'm 90% sure that the next video I do about this device will be making a beat with it, so I'm sure you guys are going to love to see that. And thank you all for your support recently. I really do appreciate it. Thank you to my members, my premium members, and a special thanks to everyone that's been picking up drum packs at the moment. I really appreciate that. It's keeping me going. It means I can buy things like this for the channel and show you guys these amazing old samplers. So please check out SP Vids like I mentioned before, and I can keep doing what I'm doing here. Thanks again, guys. Keep making beats, and I'll be back with more content very soon. Peace.